Hello, welcome to Alphabet Suite, podcast for the Prince Songbook. There are hundreds of songs to choose from. You have chosen.
Stranger than paradise.
Stranger than something.
We're all a little strange.
Welcome back to another episode of
No, that's not what this is.
excuse me, Alphabet Suite podcast. I am your
I
host.
am Oops.
Yeah, I'm your Oops, host.
I am Oops.
Timothy.
Yeah, and I be the other Oops. Pat.
And I'm producer Aaron.
Rock on. I got that song going through my head.
I know, right?
All I'm going is, oh no.
Well,
Oh no.
at least we know what something sounds like.
Our love is
unlike-
stranger than paradise.
Unlike Am I Without You?
No, you're not without me. I'm right here.
I know. So,
Producer Aaron's right there.
I know.
We're all here for you.
He's got bedhead.
Even though our love is stranger than paradise.
I know. It's just crazy, right?
He's
So-
got bedhead.
He's got bedhead.
Can bald men like us get bedhead?
Yes.
Can we?
Yeah. I was looking at him and it reminded me of Josh.
Your brother
Yeah. Because he's,
gets bedhead?
he's bald, like in bedhead and just like that. Yeah. And he doesn't do anything with his hair. He just goes.
Does he?
Yeah.
With the bedhead and all?
Yeah. Goes right to work and, it's good.
Must be the generation or something. All right.
My brother-in-law says he refuses to do his hair because there's no point. Who's he trying to impress? Said, I already got a wife, so good thinking.
I didn't realize that personal hygiene was just to impress, but okay.
Yeah, and once you get with that person, it just goes down the drain.
Then I don't know why. I just don't brush my teeth anymore because I already got a wife. I don't take baths anymore.
It's been a year.
It's been a year because I already got a wife.
Well, in some cases, ex-wives.
Exactly.
All right, so
What are we talking about today?
Am I Without You, which is unreleased, unheard, and everything.
On everything?
Yes.
So why are we even talking about it then?
All right, so that's the episode for the day. See, we could short that quick.
We could. So what do we know about this unheard, unreleased, unhit, unwondered, or whatever?
Unwondered?
I
like
I was
that.
thinking one hit wonder,
Yeah.
unhit.
I like that. I don't know. I gotta.
Well, we do know it was
much
recorded in '88. So
Good time.
It was a good time in '88. And it was included as a 6th track on the mid-January configuration of the album Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic,
Yeah,
which was abandoned when Prince began work on Batman.
but
Then apparently he came back to it.
okay. So
So suck my toe. Anyway. So what?
well, then he was gonna put it. He proposed to put it on Jill Jones'
Second album.
second album with a bunch of other stuff,
Yeah.
which I'm glad he didn't
Why? Glad he didn't,
put it on.
or just glad that he didn't do another album with it.
Yes,
Really?
all the above.
See,
I know you'd like Jill Jones.
I like Jill Jones's voice. I like that album.
I know. I don't mind her voice, but when she just screams, there's no reason to be screaming. You're an angry singer. Go get help. Saying.
Okay, do you know how many singers scream?
And I don't like that.
I think a lot of Aaron's bands scream.
I know.
It's different.
It
Is
is. It's different.
It's a guttural growl,
It's all.
or
I don't know.
what? Why is it different?
Because it's not just yelling. Yelling's bad for your vocal cords.
Well, what do?
They vibrate their
Vocal-
throat thingy tube.
They vibrate their throat thingy tube.
Yeah. I can't really do
Their-
it, so I can't.
Their
really explain
pharynx. Isn't that what that's called? Pharynx?
it. I don't speak Latin. I can't tell you.
Your throat. I don't know.
Latin.
Not your larynx.
I don't know.
I don't know. So what you're saying is we're done with this episode, right? The shortest episode in the history of Alpha. After we just sat here off camera talking about how, our episodes are half hour long because we sit and yap about nothing. Now we're saying we got nothing to yap about.
This is true. Do you,
What's up with that? How do we go from having to take 3 episodes to do 1999 to saying we can't even fill 5 minutes now with?
Well, I'm gonna try.
You're gonna try?
Yeah.
Give it a go.
You could talk about our partner.
Is it that time already?
That was quick.
Wasn't it?
Well, if you ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Well, give me just a minute. I think.
He's gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot.
He's gonna fill us full of.
Rave unto the joy fantastic. Did he not release that?
He did much later.
But he just said, "Screw it, and I'm not putting that track on there."
But my guess is by the time he actually released Rave, I mean, I'm thinking, and this could just be me, I'm thinking that the songs that were originally on the configuration back in '88, I bet none of them appeared on the actual Rave.
All right,
So would be my guess. I'm gonna go look now and see what. Okay. Oh yeah, these aren't even close, dude.
way different.
The only one that is on here that actually made it to the album was Raven to the Joy Fantastic.
You know, I was thinking I should place a bet right now that at least one stayed.
The title track. Yeah, this is. So when you look at the early configurations, so it had the voice inside, melody cool. This is the first one. Rave, God is alive, If I Had a Harem, Stimulation, Still Would Stand All Time, Elephants and Flowers, Big House, We Got the Beat. Or We Got the Power, sorry. My bad. I was thinking Go-Go's for some reason.
Oh, so you're going into a whole different group.
So that was the first configuration in October of '88. In November of '88, he took out a bunch of them because by then it was just Rave, If I Had a Harem, A Voice Inside, Melody Cool, Stimulation, Elephants and Flowers, God is Alive, Still Would Stand on All Time. But you notice a lot of them ended up in Graffiti Bridge.
Correct.
So, and then we go to January of '89, Rave, If I Had a Harem, Good Judy Girlfriend, which ended up on Carmen's album, Pink Cashmere, which ended up way down the road in the Hits the B-sides, Electric Chair, which is Batman, Am I Without You, which we are because we got nothing, God is Alive, Still Would Stand All Time, and Moonbeam Levels. So, yeah, the only one that made it to the actual Rave album is Rave.
Well, that's
Yeah,
wow.
that's crazy.
All right, so
You go ahead and I'll try to fill.
do you feel that Jill Jones album was done and is in that vault?
Her second album?
Yep.
You know, there's a part of me that says it is. And let me clarify, when I say yes, I believe it's done, I don't think that like the album is put together and ready to pull out and just say, here, mass produce this and release it.
Right.
But my guess is that the songs are done. They probably did the songs that they wanted to do. So my guess is all the songs are done and probably at maybe even at different stages. You know, they may not all be fully mastered yet, but my guess is yes, the album would probably be, if not fully ready, very close to being ready to go.
And it would be that easy to just put it all together, do what they need to do, get it out there.
I think so, yeah. I mean, think about it. If we can go online and find all this information out, they've got the information.
Now, what stops them from, how the people, the what they call them, the state. Now, when they do put like big packages of Prince stuff together, now if they find a bunch of other stuff from other people that he's done with them or for them or whatever, and it's in the vault, now, does the estate have to go and say, "Hey, Morris, can we, put this in a
Do they
big
need
compilation?"
to get permission?
Yes.
No. Everything in Prince's vault is Prince. He owns it all.
But they better pay them.
They will have to pay them some sort of royalties
Okay.
for doing it.
I'm thinking I would like that idea.
At least,
'cause I
well,
know-
let me take that back. Unless Prince had them sign releases that say, I'm going to pay you one time, which he did that a lot in the early days.
right.
He's like, I'm gonna buy this from you, but you don't get the royalties from it. I'm just buying this from you, so I own it. He was more known for that than saying, okay, I'm gonna sign you, and then you'll get royalties as it goes. He was big on, I'm gonna pay you the one time. At least everything I've heard. Remember when I talk, it's all just from research that I've done and heard. I don't know for 100%
It's
fact.
hearsay.
Yeah, it's all hearsay. But I have heard it and read it and numerous times where there is no anything set up for people to receive royalties through the years.
Okay.
He
Well,
owns it
he's
all.
dead, and the estate should try to do better, so they should.
Yeah, but the state can't get their act together to do anything.
Well, I understand that. I just said they should.
They should, but I mean, they're so greedy. That's why we're not getting anything from them, because everyone wants their piece of the pie and they're saying everything.
I'm just thinking it'd be cool to put out a big compilation of other people.
And they could.
Like I know there's got to be more Madhouse, bro. I would,
I don't know.
because they're always jamming, dude. Come on.
Yeah. So that's the thing. There's a lot of music in there that is just a bunch of jams. But I don't know how much of that. You got to remember that there was a lot of times, if you remember when we were going through all the Madhouse stuff, that they recorded songs and then he's like, oh, well, let's just use that on the next Madhouse album. It's not like he sat down all the time and said, I'm going to record another Madhouse album. He just recorded.
Right. Everything.
Everything that came to his mind, he went and recorded. And then he would decide later, hey, I'm going to put that there. A lot of songs that Eric Leeds used on his couple of his albums came from stuff that could have easily been on a Madhouse album, but he just gave it to Eric and said, here, do what you want with this.
Right.
So is there another Madhouse album or more Madhouse music? It's only Madhouse music because Prince decided he wanted to call it Madhouse music. So yes, I would be willing to bet there's a lot more music out there that would fit the Madhouse blueprint.
Okay.
But until he said, we're going to make this Madhouse music, does that make sense?
Yeah. How about Maserati?
So Maserati is a whole different beast right there, because Prince didn't discover Maserati. Prince had nothing to do with Maserati.
Correct.
Brown Mark is the one who found Maserati, brought them in, and I'm going to share a story. Well, we might want to wait till that episode. But anyway, we'll wait and we'll share it later.
Okay.
But Prince heard them as he was walking past the studio, heard them jamming. And that's what caught his ear. He gave them a couple songs and then left. He had nothing to do. Brown Mark is the one who sat in the studio with them and produced them and helped write what music that Prince did not. He only gave them like 2 or 3 songs. And one, as everyone knows, he took back.
Yeah.
But it's sad because the one he took back, I'm not going to say the name. I'm sure, and if you're listening to us, you probably know enough about Prince to know when he took that song back and mixed it and redid it and made it his own. He left their backing vocals on it
Mm-hmm.
and did not credit them.
That's horrible.
Yeah. But that's what he did. So is there more Madhouse music? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that anything they did is in the vault, because he was not like involved with them. And then their next album, Maserati 2, actually came out on a different label. If I remember right, it came out on Motown.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So it's not like they were signed to Paisley Park for more than that one record. They just came in, which is sad. And their second album, not even close to as good as their first one. And I'm not sure Brown Mark had much to do with that second album. I'd have to look that up. But yeah.
I think there's more.
More what? Maserati?
Yeah. Because you just don't go in there and just be like, okay, we got 12 songs. That's all we're going to do, and then just be done.
Well,
I mean, Brown Mark knows talent.
Right. But chances are, if they did record more, they took it with them. They're not going to leave their stuff in his vault. You know what I mean? Had he worked with them and been producing it, he would have kept all the tapes himself. I'm sure of it. But they probably paid for, whatever they had to pay for to use the studio, and they were signed. They were on, that first album was on Paisley Park Records. But my guess is if there was anything that they did not release, they took it with them, is my guess.
What's funny about that?
What?
None of this has anything to do with this unreleased song.
No.
But we did make the episode longer, see?
We did.
Well,
by talking about a bunch of silliness. Anyway,
I'd just say if there is more Maserati, and I don't care who has it, if Brown Mark helped them with it, release that crap, man. I mean stuff. I don't mean crap, because, man, I wanted to curse, but I'm trying not to today.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Aaron doesn't have to
Yeah.
bleep you?
Yeah. Less work.
Beep.
Oh. So, yeah, okay.
So, yeah, anyway.
But the Jill Jones, definitely, there could be.
Oh, I'm 100% sure there's way more Jill Jones in there.
All right.
So
Eventually we might get that on with Jill Jones.
I'm going to tell you right now, I have zero hope of ever getting anything from the estate. I mean, the way they screwed up last year with
Lord,
Purple
yes.
Rain, I used to have a lot of confidence. I mean, if you go back and watch and listen to some of our earlier podcasts, from when we first started a couple of years ago, I was supportive of the estate.
Right.
They were doing great things. The box sets we were getting were just amazing.
Yep.
They even were giving us little bits and pieces. Like they went back, I don't know if you remember, years and years and years and years ago, back in the early 2000s, when he released, and he technically didn't even release it, but he handed out the Versace experience to people at the Versace show.
Right.
And that was the only way you could get that. The estate took that rarity, because it was hard to find, and if you could find it, it was very expensive.
Didn't they purchase it from somebody because they didn't have it?
No, they had it.
I swear it's
No.
something, maybe not that, but there was something, somebody had to go buy it. It was a bootleg. They had to buy it so that way they could. Anyway, I'm going to have to research that because that's, I know.
Yeah,
maybe
let me
not
know.
that, but
Yeah.
it was
But
something.
they released it. They remixed it, remastered it, and put it on CD, and then released it. So they were doing some nice things. Here's something that a lot of y'all have been looking for, and have been paying out the yin yang to get a bootleg copy or something. But here's the official version of the Versace experience. I'm like, that's great. They did that for Free Record Day with one of his promo albums that he did. So, I mean, they were doing great things. And now I have like zero confidence in anything they're doing. So,
Yeah, maybe they'll surprise us.
But you know who I do have confidence in, and that's Castos. Because
that was a good segue.
did you like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Because Castos doesn't let us down. We are affiliated with Castos for our podcast distribution. And why? Because they do it right.
You know
They
it.
have fixed pricing on. They have unlimited uploads, downloads with all their plans. They, have data metrics, automated transcriptions. I mean, it puts you on every platform you can think of because it's pretty cool. Like I keep saying, I found us on Spotify.
Yeah.
So, but we're all over the place. We're like horse manure. We spread it everywhere.
Horse manure.
So, and that's all because of Castos. So, I mean, if you really want to get into podcasting like us and do your own thing, get hooked up with Castos. You click the link below, and you'll get a 14-day free trial. So, what do we have today, producer Aaron?
You're gonna say
He's coming your way. So, you're gonna get it this time. What is it?
hot ones
More hot ones.
by the Pringles. You know how you love them Pringle stuff.
The last one. They made 3 different
Whoa.
ones.
Stop that. All right, I'm gonna take off my broken glasses. First we feast. Presents.
And then we burn our mouths.
First we feast. Presents hot ones. What sense does that make? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel this coming already. I will say they each had a different flavor. But the both that we have tried so far, and I'm sure I'm gonna do something stupid like I did every time. I'm gonna take 2 and remember football? When we used to do football.
Yeah.
What is the flavor? Barbacoa.
I didn't say that, did I? And you were telling me that.
Los
word, Trent.
Calientes.
I'm sorry. I was spaced.
What's Los Calientes mean?
Something very hot. Yeah.
It's very hot.
Yeah, sure.
Barbacoa.
Caliente.
Caliente.
So, do you know why I always smell first before I take any?
Because you haven't showered yet?
Yeah, that too. Because that way I know how many I should take. If it smells gross, I usually don't take a lot.
It smells hot.
Yeah.
Huh? No, they're not near as hot as the other ones.
I don't know.
Tastes like just a hot barbecue. That's what it tastes like to me.
What?
Tastes like a hot barbecue.
That's pretty much what barbacoa is.
Barbecue?
I like this.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not even close to as hot. I mean, it's hot. Still getting burned in my mouth, but you got to remember I got a wussy mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not as hot as the other ones. Them other ones, man, just holy cow. I was flame throwing, man.
I'm going to drop a name.
Uh-oh.
Ready?
Drop it like it's hot.
Puka Nakua.
Yeah.
Hot,
Is that-
not too hot. Tastes good. Thanks, Castos.
Yeah, thanks, Castos.
Puka Nakua.
Is that contagious?
No.
No?
It's my little tiny segment thing that I like to do. Names.
Oh.
Yeah. Puka Nakua. He's a wide receiver for the Rams.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing.
Puka Nakua. It's a fun name to say.
Still doing that, huh?
Yeah.
But he is.
I'm all by myself on it, so it's okay.
All right. So when you do this, you really are without me, right? Is that what you're
That's
saying?
good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's all I have. So I have no notes. I said don't have.
That's your notes?
Yeah,
Don't have?
have.
Oh, well, here's the odd thing. Again, if this was out there and they know it was, I mean, it's pretty much known. With all the everything out there, the bootlegs, you can find a lot of stuff on YouTube and just everywhere, demos. And I couldn't find this, man. I went on a massive hunt, and you would think, because this ain't one of them, oh, it's rumored to exist.
It's there.
It's there. They know. So that's the odd thing, is that I couldn't find anything about it.
Was it just so horrible that people were like, man, we ain't taking that crap?
No, I can't. If it's that, I've heard some bad Prince bootlegs. So, yeah.
Well,
Anyway, we're without it, but you're not without us, because you can hit us up anytime you want at alphasweetpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you, and we can talk about Puka Nakua or
Puka Nakua. See, isn't that a
whatever,
fun name? Come on,
whatever you want to talk about. Tell us how we're doing. Give us ideas for stuff you want to see. You can check us out on Facebook for now. Alphabet Sweet Podcast on the Facebook. You can like, you can share, you can comment, you can,
Give us a review on your podcast platform.
give us a review. And there's one other place you can find us.
Patreon.com/Alphabet Sweet Podcast.
So,
New season of Silliness is coming out.
yeah. So check us out there too.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Speaking of silliness, this bottle is silliness. Every time I take a drink, it just...
Sounds like a you problem.
Hey. All right,
Okay. So I think that's all we got for now. So until next time, peace.
peace.
Bye.
Gotta be.